In the face of difficulty, we can either give up and walk away or somehow engage with it. These are words from Pope Francis, describing St. Joseph as a creatively courageous father. Just like us, St. Joseph faced difficulties despite his natural fears. He was just a young man given the task of protecting and providing for his young and growing family. And like many of us here at Mass today, St. Joseph, along with his family, left their homeland and traveled to a foreign country to start over, hoping for a better life. You know, they say that creative courage means you don't need to be told all the details of how to meet these challenges, but rather act on faith and instincts using our natural skills. St. Joseph's creative courage was truly a testament to his vocation as a father and husband, which has become an inspiration to my vocation as a father and husband. In the afternoon of November of 2020, I was cycling in the middle of the day when I was hit by a pickup truck. I ended up having a total of 2 surgeries after breaking both sides of my pelvis and tailbone, among many other things. I had to spend a total of 7 lonely, long days in 2 different hospitals because there were no visitors allowed at that time due to the pandemic. Upon finally coming back home, my wife and I learned that she suffered a miscarriage. And to be honest with you, that was way more painful than my accident itself. Surely, it was a long 6 months of rehab, both for me and my wife, not just physically, but mentally, spiritually, and emotionally as well. But I had to be creatively courageous as I navigated my family through these circumstances, from a hospital bed to a wheelchair, walker, crutches, and to a walking cane. My little boys and I love sports, but not being able to walk for several months, I had to be creative. So we played a lot of video games, watched a lot of movies, Netflix, and chilled, and discovered their love for chess and other board games as well. My wife, who took the time off from work to take care of me 24/7 for a couple months, man, we bonded more than ever before. You know, I always tell my friends that we have never cried, but as important, never laughed so hard than any of those 2 months together. Fast forward to today, every time I look back, my family and my marriage is stronger than ever before. You know, the gospel never mentioned how long Mary, Joseph, and the child Jesus remained in Egypt. But it does not take much imagination to fill in these details. They needed to eat, find home and employment, among many other things. Mary and Joseph had to raise a child in a foreign country. It took guts, it took courage for St. Joseph to take his family into enemy territory in Egypt. So whatever circumstances you are going through, whatever circumstances we are currently experiencing right now, the Holy Family has gone through it all. Sickness, death of a family member, losing a job, getting injured, failures, change of friendships, being backstabbed, breakups, quarter life to midlife crisis, to being persecuted, bullied, betrayed by a friend or family, humiliated, criticized, even tortured, all the way to the cross. Imagine a mother in Mama Mary to keep all these things in her heart. Now that is creative courage. If at times we get discouraged when the challenge we face seems to have no clear or immediate solution, or when God seems not to help us, it doesn't mean we have been abandoned. Instead, let's look to St. Joseph and Mother Mary, because just like them, we are being trusted by God to plan, to be creative, to find solutions, and most of all, to simply have faith. My wife and I had gone through a lot this past year, but won't trade it for anything. Because in the darkness, we found God's light shining the brightest. He was always there for us, especially when we needed it the most. The way the angel of the Lord was always there for Saint Joseph when he needed it the most. Brothers and sisters, let us always be carried away by God's plan for us, so we can find the purpose and love around those plans in our lives. My favorite saint, St. Augustine, who I named my firstborn son after, once said this: "To fall in love with God is the greatest romance. To seek Him, the greatest adventure. To find Him, the greatest human achievement." Amen.